allows to build on top of it. I think it's definitely. I'm a fan of simplicity often because it then creates the base for creating layers and layers of easy but very creative combinations. And just like that. It's the guy that's only for the choir part. He's for different parts and then the whole orchestra. How the one guy did it, I always.
And did it with that system of notation.
Yeah.
That system of notation is so counterintuitive. I couldn't come up with anything.
Counterintuitive?
I couldn't come up with anything more weird way of noting music than the Western kind of music system. It's
how come?
So backwards.
What is more into it? Like Pythagorean? It feels if it's not repetitive in every octave, that feels like.
No, it's actually not so. You have to understand more about this before you can really judge.
If I'm gonna talk to you, you have to read it.
No. I can explain because basically a scale of just fifths is very simple, right? Okay, fifths. Okay, it sounds like this. It's like play all the octaves. Oh, okay, sounds like this. Harmonic, yeah. Peaceful, yeah. But flavorful, nah, not really. Like there's not no flavor to it. It's just harmony, So what happens? That's the questions that I'm exploring now. So like, what happens when you add the scale of fourths onto it, on top of that, all starting with 432 hertz. That's just the number that I'm coincidentally starting with. and then you go from there up and down. Then what happens in the intersection between those two scales, when there are only 7 semitones between the notes and 5 semitones, then they are not fully they start to overlap and create a sort of moire pattern in a way, an interference pattern, an asymmetric interference pattern in a way that's interesting, and then you add maybe scale of thirds or seconds, or you add different scales together like that, and that's a different way of playing that I'm exploring at the moment. Not to say that that's only what Pythagorean tuning is about, but in response to the Western music system, it's based on the C major, and the reason why it's based on the C major is because the C major is based on the Pythagorean tuning, and in the old days the pianos only had white keys. So, but it's that C major is not Pythagorean anymore because it's been corrected, so to say, to have equal intervals. And that's why the notation system has also developed like it does, with the priority to the white keys or the C major, the way we put the lines. It's just not very intuitive if you're playing music that's not C major, that you have to have all those flats and sharps, and this whole idea with the keys and the lines, and it's a very symbolic system. It's a bit like math is today. Something very symbolic. You have to understand what these symbols mean, and then in your mind you have to be able to picture the whole thing and put it together. Mm-hmm. And that takes that you really know those symbols very well, and that you have a processor here that is able to hold a lot of digits and add them and subtract them and multiply them and divide them all together in your head. And that's not very easy for people who are just learning or kids. You know, they don't have this big processor to hold all this information. They don't know all these symbols very well. They need a kind of music notation that is much more what you see is what you get, you know? Like what you see on the paper, be it colors and geometries or something, you know, corresponds very intuitively to what you play.
Just
that is what
programming synesthesia, basically.
Yeah. That's my criticism, you know, because I never appreciated that system, really. I went many years to music school and I learned all this theory, but I never really appreciated it. I feel it stands for something that I don't stand for. And I think that, yeah, maybe I just have to be in a sort of sense of disgust to to create something new. I need to oppose. Yeah. Be away with all the wreck of the world, all those spells that bind us into dysfunction. Be away with all the black and white keys and the checkered floors that keep us divided. Stop splitting my brain into halves or thirds or quarters. I can't have it. I want to see the periodic table burning to ashes. Stop seeing separations, sidewalks, bike paths, highways. All those confines can't hold my spirit anymore. I only see connection and interaction. With all cannot be contained. I'm not afraid to die. I want to see the end of all days. Meteor coming crashing through the sky and killing all people. Forest burning to the ground. It's about time, it's about good old time for this world to end. And you might think I'm a nihilist or something, but I'm really not at all. I'm true animist, and I think of the cycles and the spirals and everything that quarrels and crawls. It all needs space, and now there's just too much bullshit in this world. Too much programming, too much programming, too much programming. The system is burning down. It's about a good old time for it to happen. Start afresh, 'cause I'm not even confined to this little body and this little squeaking voice. I'm not confined. I will survive. and television, my smartphone. Pull me out of my soul, me out of my soul, pull me out of my home. 'Cause this little shelter, it won't last, to the blast of the fire. Washy, you can wish already washy. You can keep wishing. I wish I was a fish. I wish I was a fish. I wish I was a fish. A little fish. I wish, I wish. 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 Governing a large country is like frying a little fish. You spoil it with too much poking. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. What I say. That the someone keeps shining on us, we pray. I'm not joking. Say it again. Someone keeps shining unless we pray. Unless we pray. Unless we pray. Unless we pray. So what do we pray for? So what do we pray for? You told me.
this minute and crystallizing out in the outer rims of asteroids, come crashing back to Earth every 50,000 years or so. We need the water. Carlina, tell me about water.
The water is the way how Earth is circulating, is connecting the sky with the earth. It vibrates. The sky sucks the water from the ground.
It does.
And then it gives it back with some extra sky celestial message. The water has memory. The water, so everything you see, the ground, the sky, the sea, the water.
One of the things I find fascinating about water, it's stickiness. It's a very sticky molecule. It's sort of, because of the composition with 2 oxygen and 1 hydrogen, it likes to, there's a net negative charge on the water molecule that likes to bind to other water molecules. And those connections that it's making can be all sorts, and they can be manipulated by the environment, the vibrations, the influence of light and sound. It creates mandalas of structures. When it freezes also, we see it very clearly. You can see it in cymatics. But this is going on in the water all the time, and also some constellations that is making in every moment. It's able to store these vibrations. I have some homeopathic water in my pouch that can be used for healing. It's just water, but it stores a vibration that is informed by some medicine, something that it can heal with. So we can inform the water, and the water can inform us. It's a very powerful medium of information. And the cycles of waters, an information network, and information flow. try to open your hands a bit. Yeah, like that. Play with the overlap of your fingers. Yeah, it's very interesting.